All right, guys. So we are live. If anybody's watching, we're just waiting for a couple more people to get here before we get started. We have a YouTube chat, which I can show right here. Let's see if I hit the right button. Oh, that should work. Okay, there we go. And, oh, that was an earlier message. But, let's see. Bear with us, guys. This is... Yeah, no problem. I don't... Okay, so this chat screen is... I think this chat screen is actually like view only. I can't actually edit it right now, but I can make it a little skinnier. It's not that skinny. There we go. Okay. Alright, so that looks nice.
Did you track it and hold it?
Let's see. I was about to, but then I realized it was already 7 o'clock, so I wanted to...
You want me to check?
Yeah, you could call her. She's probably a little bit indisposed, but at least it's... Yeah, at least it's on YouTube, so I'm going to preview the stream and see how it's coming across. I'm going to go to a different area so I don't slow down the router. So you guys talk amongst yourselves. And, Carolyn, you know how the microphone works? Is that Sylvia?
My husband, it's the only thing he does is put laundry. Lucky in that way. So he does leave my stuff for me to fold up, put away, and the sheets. That's the only thing I did fold.
Alright. So, Joan, did the sign-in work here? Let's see. So, oh, you just left it blank. Okay, so we just have your name and email address there. Okay. So yeah, that works. Oh. Yeah, you can also use the tablet if you like. No, you know what? When you finish signing there, I'm going to put in the tablet in.
Okay, that works.
Alright.
I can't see.
Oh, there she is. Oh, so Joan, if you hit the button here, it tells you more about Trust the Ridge. So if you ever can't make it to the meeting, you can join us on YouTube.
I don't do YouTube or anything like that.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Just so you're aware.
Okay.
Did Sylvia say that McCoy's going to be here?
I never called him, but I emailed him,
It's next.
and he knows. And I told him at the last meeting. Oh, are you John?
Yes.
Hi, John. He came to the bid meeting.
I don't even know what all this is, but it looks good.
Looks delicious.
Right here.
You need to put it in the vents and send it out through the building, and maybe we'll get some more people down. Smell.
How do you want
If
me to
only you could
sign?
smell for YouTube.
How do you want me
Oh,
to
God.
sign?
All right. So yeah, you're all set. I just want to make sure you were aware of all the information. Carolyn, did you want to sign in on here?
You guys can serve
So what
yourselves,
you
get
can do,
whatever you want.
we're gonna hit submit because that was Jones, and then submit another response.
This is a sugar plum
And then you
beverage.
can pass it on to John.
Okay.
Oh, the drinks now. This is from Trader apple cider.
Very nice.
I'm Sylvia, by the way.
So, should I just start passing this around? Because this one looks like it's ready to eat just as it is. You want me to pass it around?
We'd need some plates then to put things on.
Oh,
But
yeah.
That's a plate.
Yeah, there's plates right here, so we'll start with that. Oh, I don't.
You want to do that one?
Are we doing both?
And you don't have to do both.
Okay, here. It's very confusing.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're just trying to accommodate everybody.
Okay, just walk around and do it, huh?
So, you guys can just help yourself.
Okay.
Go ahead, come take something.
So,
Oh no, I've already.
So, Elaine, I got your answer. Oh, really? What did you bring? Where is it? It's in the car still? Oh, okay. I guess. Go ahead. So I guess I can have some of the ham and turkey. Ooh. There we go. You can set it right here. Or should I be near the controls? Yeah. Keep me near the controls.
Well, I don't want people to eat it.
Oh, there is that. Did you bring the pizza cutter?
Yeah, but I put little pieces.
Or is it all from there?
Sorry, Mom.
Oh, no problem.
I'm gonna go pack my car and then I'll be back.
Okay. Have you signed in? Which one do you prefer?
If you have a pen, I'll just take it.
Yes, I have it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I wonder why we have less people. Half these people have moved down to town. I was looking at some of our sign-in sheets. I mean, we had 16 that month.
Okay.
And I know the first 3 or 4 or 5 I looked at them, they moved. This is before COVID.
Oh.
During COVID, a lot of people moved.
Okay.
You gonna eat it, Nate?
Huh?
You gonna eat?
I don't know. I don't do pizza. Pizza doesn't like me.
Well, there's a whole bunch of cheese and crackers.
Yeah, I made cheese and crackers.
Oh, yeah.
There's also a tray
Yeah.
you can
She
add
made
to
that.
your cheese and crackers. I didn't make that. That came from the store. If you want, I can bring it over here. You can help yourself. That'd be easy.
I can try to sit on this side. Yeah. It's just a little narrow.
Yeah, it is.
Towards down here.
Yeah. Most of Interesting. I haven't looked at these lists in a while. Tell me how you're feeling today,
So I can test the YouTube transcript.
I am feeling fine. How are you?
I'll have some apple cider vinegar. Okay?
You have,
Yeah, I can. Stand it on the plate.
do you have to be anywhere anytime?
I'll need to be out at your side.
Testing.
Oh,
Just checking, make sure everything's working.
Do you want a beverage, John?
Oh no, I'm good, thanks. I ate the flag from
is that alcoholic? Good. I'm not serving alcohol.
So I guess when you're ready.
Yeah, whenever you want to start, Joe.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to pass out folders here.
Would you like a? Oh, in fact, I should bring the cups down here, but.
Yeah, whatever you think makes sense. Here's one folder for you, sir. Oh, yeah.
I think I got one of your surveys.
You may have. And so my voice carries. Do you need me
Oh,
to?
so it
Talk in the
helps so that
microphone.
the YouTube can pick it up better.
Do you need a napkin?
All right.
A napkin?
Yeah, I'm coming back to this.
Oh.
Thanks.
And do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
The layer was at our office.
Oh, it's your last meeting? Or? Yeah, oh no, I have meetings like these days. Very hit or miss.
Yeah.
So, not sure why.
Just let me know when you want me to start.
You can get started while we're lunching.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you very much. My name is John Burstein. I'm with Children's Services Council of Palm Beach County. And appreciate your time today. And since we have such a small group, if any questions pop in your head or any comments, feel free to interject. You know, we've been around since 1986, and we are a governmental agency. And so to explain what a CSC is, a little more than 40 years ago, Florida legislature decided that counties could create their own special taxing district specifically for programs for children and families. And so what happened was in 1986, the voters of Palm Beach County decided that they wanted to create a CSC for Palm Beach County. We were the second created in the state of Florida. There are now 10 CSCs, and each CSC operates independently. And so what happens is when you look at your property tax bill, you'll see school district, you'll see water management district, and you'll see CSC. And every dollar that coming in for property tax for CSC, it stays within Palm Beach County. so it's really programs funded by Palm Beach County homeowners for Palm Beach County children and families. And again, created by voters in 1986, and then in 2014 we went back before the voters for reauthorization to get approval to continue to exist. And we were fortunate to receive 84.96% of the vote. And so a CSC it's a board of 10 members. 5 are appointed by the governor, and 5 are by statute. So it's a local county judge, the Palm Beach County School District Superintendent, a school board member, a county commissioner, and blanking on the last one. Judge, supervisor, commissioner, school board member, and then the appointees. And so, now Children's Services Council, at this point, we fund more than 600 programs, either directly or indirectly in Palm Beach County. And so I'll talk to you quite a bit about the ones that we fund directly, and talk to you about the services and programs that are funded by CSC. And the first one that I always begin with is the one that people are most interested in, and that's scholarships. So CSC funds $35.2 million in scholarships for more than 27,000 children. And those scholarships are for early childhood care, after school programming, and summer camps. Those scholarships are the child care and after school care scholarships are administered by the Early Learning Coalition. And if you're interested in contacting them, they're in this brochure, which we call the Every Parent Resource Guide. I'll be referencing this a bit during the presentation because basically we really tried to have the core elements of what CSC funds in the guide. And then we also fund summer camp scholarships. And last year we funded $4.4 million of summer camp scholarships. And those scholarships become available February 1st. So February 1st you can start applying. And the website where you can find it is under Summer Camp Scholarship in the brochure. The deadline to apply is April 14th. And those summer camp scholarships last year were good for about 100 camps throughout Palm Beach County. And so and one of the documents in the folder that you can take a look at is we specifically break out our funding for Lake Worth. It's a little dated because it's not Lake Worth Beach, it's Lake Worth. This was the funding pre-COVID. But for early care education scholarships, you'll see that 1,681 kids in Lake Worth Beach received early care scholarships. And after school spending was $1.68 million. So that $35.2 million goes to scholarships. And another nearly $32 million goes to what we call the Healthy Beginning programs. And the Healthy Beginning programs is a network of more than 30 programs specifically designated to help pregnant moms and also families with children under the age of 5. And so there are 2 entry points to the Healthy Beginning programs. One is Healthy Mothers, Healthy Babies. Some of you may have heard of them. And there's information, again, in the resource guide on how to reach Healthy Mothers, Healthy Babies. And what happens is a pregnant mom goes to Healthy Mothers, Healthy Babies. They meet with that mom. They talk to them about if they have insurance, talk to them about medical care, and also screen them to see if Healthy Beginning programs, further Healthy Beginning programs might be available to them. And some of the programs we fund are through the Department of Health, which they have in-home nurse visiting programs. That's when a nurse will actually come to the home of a pregnant mom, or even just meet a pregnant mom where they're at, whether it's their workplace or a restaurant near their house, and walk through what's going on during their pregnancy. And the nurses often stay with that pregnant mom after she gives birth until the baby turns 1. And so the way to enter those programs, Nurse Family Partnership and the Healthy Beginning Nurses Program, is through Healthy Mothers, Healthy Babies. And the phone number and the website are there. And so now, once a mom gives birth and has a child under the age of 5, that's home safe. That's our entry agency. So they'll call, and so if you go to the resource guide to development, under development and medical care, that's the number for home safe. And what they do is they call home safe and they say, I have a concern about my child. It could be a speech impediment. It could be physical or learning disability, different programs. Early steps and first step to success. Both deal with children under the age of 5 who have developmental delays. And then again, referencing the document Lake Worth at a Glance, you'll see that back in the document Lake Worth at a Glance, you'll see that back in 2020, more than $5 million was spent in Lake Worth for families who were enrolled in healthy living programs. And so it's really a lot of what CSC's focus is prenatal health and early childhood development, because that's where we also recognize that's the biggest bang for our buck. And you think about it, if a mom is getting the medical care she needs, if she's getting good advice during her pregnancy, and she can take the baby to a full 39 weeks, the savings just right there in medical bills, it compared to a baby born 36 weeks, and so the idea is to provide families with the tools to succeed and a solid foundation for the future. So another program that we have that has a very big presence in Lake Worth is called Bridges. And that's a network of 10 neighborhood centers throughout Palm Beach County that specifically were put in zip codes where, frankly, it became clear that the highest rate of premature births, highest rates of underweight births, where the statistics lagged behind other neighborhoods. And so what happened was we developed basically these neighborhood centers. And the idea is that they are for the neighborhood. They're meant to be gathering places. They're meant to be a welcoming place where families can come. And there's 3 in Lake Worth, and you can see the addresses on the back of the brochure. There's Bridges at Lake Worth, which is on Dixie Highway. There's Bridges at Highland, which was once at Highland Elementary School, but has since moved. And there's Bridges at Lake Worth West, which is west of I-95. And they provide parent-child activities. They provide a place where families who are looking for resources and looking for services can meet with someone, rather than calling around trying to figure out that there's a person at the Bridges. And again, we have 3 in Lake Worth. If you haven't checked them out, I'd recommend checking them out. And then one other program that I'll talk about that particularly for Lake Worth is the Drowning Prevention Coalition of Palm Beach County, which we, along with Palm Beach County, fund the Drowning Prevention Coalition of Palm Beach County. And come April 1st, swim vouchers become available. Those swim vouchers are good for 6 to 8 swim lessons at 18 public pools throughout the county. Particularly and what happens is normally people have to apply for the voucher. DPC issues a voucher and sends it to them. Then they go to their pool of their own choosing that accepts the voucher, and then they have to pick a time for swim lessons. With St. Lucia's Pool, because we really want to encourage swim lessons at Pioneer Park Pool in Belgrade. And then I'll just go over a few more of the services. And again, the resource guide, strongly recommend you take a look at it. We try and make it as simple as possible if families have questions or need help. One of the programs we also fund is the Triple P program. That's a positive parenting program, and that's a variety of different ways of communicating with parents. There's one-on-one sessions. There's also seminars, and so the phone numbers for the Triple P program are in the brochure. Triple P serves families with children ages 0 through 12. So if you're struggling with issues like toilet training or child not listening, you know, or if you just want to figure out different ways to discipline your child, or different ways around problems that are developing in the home, Triple P is the way to go. And then we also offer Teen Triple P for families with children ages 13 through 18. And that's to address those teenage years. And so, and again, those are administered through the Center for Family Services, and also you can learn more about it at the Bridges sites. Then we also fund Safe Kids Palm Beach County. Safe Kids Palm Beach County provides car seats for families in need, as well as bicycle helmets. And so I know Safe Kids has been in Lake Worth a number of times for programs. And so if you know of a family that's in need of a car seat and they don't have the financial wherewithal to buy a car seat, the number for Safe Kids is in here. And then a lot of what I'm talking about, you know, when you have questions about raising families in Palm Beach County, on the back of the Lake Worth at a Glance is a description of our app and website. Both are free, the Every Parent app and website. And the idea around that was we created that about 6 years ago. 5 years ago. We're on the 5th anniversary. And the idea was to create a site specifically for Palm Beach County families. And so what will happen is you have a question about temper tantrums or toilet training. You can go into the website, and then you'll also get resources and potential numbers to call. And so strongly recommend downloading the app. It's free. And again, and one of the more exciting features we've added within the last 7 months, which has been very popular, is the things to do, which it's a weekly calendar of things to do in our community that families can do for free or at extreme low cost. And that was something that we got, but that's what families were looking for. We got a lot of feedback, families saying, I don't know what to do with my 4-year-old during the weekend. And so lots of fairs, festivals, storytelling. Again, I would strongly recommend checking out the app. And then we also created a new feature, which is very exciting, Familias Latinas de PBC. That is a Facebook group specifically for Spanish-speaking families. The idea is, and it's a group that you have to sign up for. We, within the last 2.5 months since its formation, we have more than 700 members. And the idea is to create a forum where Spanish speakers are comfortable asking questions, engaging, you know, and just really trying to create a sense of community. And we actually had a pop-up event about a month and a half ago at the El Bodegón across 95, which was a big success. A number of our providers were there, such as Early Learning Coalition and Bridges and Healthy Mothers, Healthy Babies. And it's about reaching people where they're at. And that's why we did it at El Bodegón, because that's where people are at on the weekend. And so rather than have people come to you, we want to go to them. And then, any questions at this point?
I have a quick question.
Oh, go ahead.
A lot of these services, like, you have these pamphlets in Spanish and Creole.
We do. Yeah, if you want some, let me know and I'll get it to you.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we most of our material, almost all of our materials are also in Spanish, and then much of it's in Creole.
This is Chris McCoy. He's the Lake Worth City Commissioner.
Okay. bursting with children's services. Okay. Okay. Well, any questions at this?
St. Lucia's for the swim vouchers. Well, no, I don't need to swim vouchers. Where is it?
It's by the high school.
Is it St. Lucia's High School?
Yeah, I could, and actually, what's handy here, you go to the Drowning Prevention Resource Guide, you open it up, it's a map.
I looked there.
Yeah, it's 6751, it's rounded.
It's wet.
It's number 14.
Number 14. Oh, yeah. I just searched it. Perfect.
And the swim vouchers open in April, you said?
April 1st.
So any parent can get these free swim lessons April 1st?
And under the age of 12.
Under the age of 12.
Yeah. And really, like, do you have a specific age you're looking at?
No, I was just...
It's 2 through 12. For 2-year-olds, it's parent assisted, so the parent's in the water with the child.
And then, do you guys help with housing? I wasn't sure what home safe was.
So we do not help with housing. We can provide resources and direct people to resources for housing. But Home Safe is a nonprofit, and one element of them is that they're the entry agency for our Healthy Beginnings programs for families with children ages 0 through 5. But they also have residential home programs for children in need.
And the summer camp scholarship, how long is that for? You said it starts early February.
So the summer camp scholarships become available February 1st, and you can apply through the website. Palm Beach County Youth Services administers them, and the deadline for applying is April 14th. And the summer camp scholarships are, I don't think they cover the first week of summer and the last week of summer, but they cover the rest.
Okay.
And again, I'd strongly recommend going to the Youth Services website because they'll have a listing of the camps that were participated last year. A lot of them are traditional summer camps, some are specialty, like sports or dance or acting. But and I really like getting the word out about it. With summer camp scholarships, we were rolling along with them pre-COVID, and then obviously with that summer of 2020, everything went virtual.
Right.
And what was nice about 2022 is we saw our numbers just go up as far as funding. 2021, we funded $1.9 million in summer camp scholarships. 2022, it was $4.4 million.
And that's up to 14 years old.
So there's certain requirements, and so like there are exceptions as far as ages. It's generally 5 to 14, but there are exceptions for older kids as well.
And these numbers, just like Lake Worth, are these
yeah, and
countywide?
no, this is for Lake Worth.
City of Lake Worth? Or
No, well, this is Lake Worth as of 2020, and that's why it's frankly a little dated because it doesn't have Lake Worth Beach.
No, but the post office calls a much bigger area Lake Worth than the city of Lake Worth.
I'm pretty sure it's a municipality, and so and I will say a good chunk of our focus is Central Palm Beach County, Lake Worth, Green Acres, West Palm Beach.
What are some challenges you guys are facing
Well, I think the challenge is that all social services organizations are facing is just, COVID changed the game. And so, like with our in-home nurse visiting programs, once COVID happened, they had to shut down. And so it went all virtual.
Right.
And virtual was good in the sense that transportation needs were no longer like you have an appointment at 3 o'clock. They're there at 3 o'clock online. But of course, with virtual, you also lose some of the human contact and a greater sense of a person's surroundings. And so it's, and then with childcare, childcare centers, a number of them shut down. We continued, because we have what's a Strong Minds quality network, which we provide supports for 220 plus child care sites throughout Palm Beach County. And once they shut down, their revenue streams were gone. And so we continued boosting some of them financially. And one other element of childcare, which I sometimes forget, but is such a neat feature that CSC does, the SEEK scholarships. So what happens in childcare is turnover can be extraordinary. It's a largely thankless job, and your staff. It's a largely thankless job, and so with the SEEK scholarships, staff members who participate in our Strong Minds programs, they can qualify for free schooling through Palm Beach State College and get their associate's degree. In some cases, they've gotten higher degrees. And the idea is, if you have someone good in childcare, to try and keep them in that realm. And that's a lot of what we work at trying to do, is, raise up the people who are working the front lines, whether it's in childcare. We also fund Prime Time, which is after-school programs throughout Palm Beach County, and providing their staff with educational opportunities and to raise the general quality of after-school care throughout our community. And so, and the thing is that a lot of people with CSC, they hear the name, but they don't really understand the breadth. Yeah. And so, whether it's the scholarships through the Early Learning Coalition or the swim lessons through the Drowning Prevention Coalition, and then we're always looking for new ways to reach the community. And it's been exciting. One of the more exciting programs we have is called the Great Ideas Initiative, which helps fund local nonprofits, budgets less than $1 million, that have innovative ideas, to help the community. And the Great Ideas Initiative, and if you go on our website, there's more details about it. And we've just some really exciting stuff, whether it's, recently was at the Delray Children's Garden, which we're funding a program through them, funding a program for financial literacy for families, ideas that are out of the box. And so, it's COVID has changed the game for everyone, and we've really adapted, and we're going to continue. But like, again, happy to say, saw the summer camp scholarship numbers go up. Our VPK numbers are pretty good. That's another thing to talk about with Early Learning Coalition and VPK. Come January 1st, parents can apply for VPK. And VPK is available for children who turn 4 by September 1st. And that's good for 180 hours of free childcare. And so, and the idea behind VPK is to really expose children who are before they go into kindergarten, to social settings, to classroom settings, to really get them
school routine.
Ready for kindergarten, ready to learn, and so it's a good trial run. And so, but again, the brochure has a lot of the details. This time of year, things that I emphasize the most really are the summer camp scholarships
Okay.
because
Did they go quick?
well they do, but we make an effort to fund as many as we can.
Because they start in early February. The summer camps.
February 1st is when the
summer
the
camps.
application opens. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And April 14th is when it closes.
Oh, okay. That's amazing. You guys do that.
And again, if you're ever looking for a resource guide or a Drowning Prevention Coalition brochure, we do have them at CSC. Feel free to reach out and we'll get them to you.
Okay. So if City of Lake Worth were to open up a pool, they could possibly join the Drowning Prevention Coalition as one of the pool.
I'm sure DPC would love it. Yeah, you know,
If they wanted to.
and what's interesting about Palm Beach County compared to Broward County is actually the number of public pools in Palm Beach County are significantly less than Broward County. Because without going too much in the weeds, back in 2000, Broward County passed the Parks and Rec bond, which allowed them to build a ton of pools
Right.
and grow their water smart program. We've had physical capacity issues because of the number of pools. We've also, frankly, had issues with lifeguard and swim instructor shortages. And one of the things that we are, hopefully you'll be hearing more about in the next month or two, we've talked with Parks and Rec about funding lifeguard and water safety instructor training, because typically it costs around $250 to $300 to get certified.
Yeah.
Creating a way where teams can get the training paid for and then get a summer job. And so I think that'll be an interesting test because frankly we're curious if that's the barrier for kids, when I say kids, teenagers, applying to be lifeguards or swim instructors, or you know it may be that they're more interested in doing Uber Eats or you know delivery dudes or jobs without fixed locations or times. And so, but it's something worth trying.
I think a lot of teenagers are interested in lifeguarding. They don't have the swim skills because you have to swim 350
Yes.
yards.
Oh yes, yes,
You have to
yes.
swim 350 yards in 4 minutes, freestyle or breaststroke. And so a lot of them don't even know how to do a freestyle or breaststroke, and they don't know how to swim in 4 minutes. So the best candidates would be like the teams on the swim team who already got that skill set.
Yeah. And so again, it's a pilot program, and we're going to be curious to see how that goes. And so, but that's the sort of things we do. And CSC looks for where there's gaps in the community and tries to develop programs and services to fill those gaps.
Yeah, because I noticed your swim lessons are only up to 12. So if a team doesn't know how to swim, how are they going to get swim lessons if they can't afford it, you know, to be able to fulfill the prerequisites for lifeguarding? There seems to be a gap from 12.
Yeah. Yeah, there are and Drowning Prevention Coalition now. Frankly, CSC doesn't fund for like adults. The Drowning Prevention Coalition is now providing vouchers for adults who want to learn how to swim. All right. Any other questions?
Where does your funding come
It's from property tax. We're an independent special district formed back in 1986 by a vote of Palm Beach County residents, and then reauthorized in 2014.
I think.
Yes, you do, and that's why it's frankly so important to come out and talk to people, for them to know where their money is going.
Anybody else have questions?
from? Where are you physically based? Is there a central office or?
Yeah, we're at 2300 High Ridge Road, so if you're going south on a 95 and you look to the right, we're at Gateway 95. And so we are in a building right at Gateway in 95, and we share that.
I think I've seen that.
And we share that building with the Early Learning Coalition, with Prime Time that oversees after-school quality care, FDLE, State Senator Lori Berman, and the Palm Beach County Substance Awareness Coalition. So we're all in that building together.
Yeah, Ms. Berman is big support of the county prevention coalition.
Yeah. And well, and swim lessons are it's it's a prerequisite for raising families down there.
Yeah, we're about to talk about liquid pool tomorrow night. In our previous discussions,
Yes.
No ocean swim lessons, right?
No ocean
Not
swim
very
lessons.
if people are worried about the water, the ocean's not going to help them out. What's Triple P?
So Triple P is a positive parenting program, and so that is administered through the Center for Family Services and Community Partners of South Florida. And the idea at Triple P is teaching parents techniques to deal with common problems that they encounter with kids, whether it's, and we have Triple P, which is ages 0 through 12, and Teen Triple P, ages 13 through 18.
There's some demand for the
Yeah, well, there's a demand across the board for mental health services, especially post-COVID.
Yeah, because I think you said potty training.
Yeah, and one other place I'd recommend going to is the CSC YouTube channel, which we have a lot of videos, 15 to 30 seconds and 1 minute long, that highlight Triple P. Actually, we just debuted a number of videos related to pregnancy, the important videos on social media. And in February, you'll be seeing summer camp scholarships on social media.
I invited Drowning Prevention Coalition to do a presentation, so they're gonna.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, no, I work very closely with him.
And
The acronym you mentioned for the videos, which included a lot of Triple P, CSE.
Well, it's Children's Services Council of Palm Beach County's YouTube channel.
The link is right up there. Oh, which is also accessible from our YouTube. Cool. Oh, some of it got cut off.
Looks like it's there with 3 dots.
Yeah, if you click on it, it'll still work. It's just not all showing.
All right. Well, any more questions? Well, and I'm happy to help. And if you ever have an event or you need materials, you have my email, and so reach out. And we can do it.
I have some more for them.
Sure.
Because I take them to Highland Elementary, and
Well, and as I said, we used to have it for days. Site right at Highland.
or I can take this to the neighborhood association.
Teaches the parents of the SBMI kids English, and they're working on trying to get them into high school, get them jobs. So, parenting skills are they're at it too.
Yeah. Again, happy to talk to anyone and provide the resources.
Okay.
But yeah, summer camp scholarships. I'm a big proponent of it.
Okay, so push the summer camp scholarships.
Yeah, we really want, look, summertime, if they aren't in camp, it's a waste of opportunity. And at this point, we recognize that if they aren't in camp, they're more than likely
At home
playing a video game or watching some sort of sport.
And so the idea of having them engaged, having them
Go
with
outside
other
and
kids,
socialize.
it's important. All right, well, thank you for your time tonight. I appreciate it. And if you ever need anything, let me know. You have my email.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, John.
Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
If you want any food,
Oh, I'm good, thanks.
Chris is going to food. Chris, would you like to share some updates with the city or what's going on with the pool? What's your, I don't know whatever you want to say.
Updates of the city. Well, we just had a workshop this evening on forward planning out through 2050 for the electric utility. The staff hired a consultant to look at a lot of different options for how we bring power into the city over that period of time, combining it with the goal of trying to reduce our carbon emissions as well as keep our current rates pretty competitive with burning things. So that's good, but there's some challenges to it as well. So that was useful this evening, and there's definitely a lot of interest from this commission in finding as many different ways for customers to reduce their costs as possible, whether it's through voluntary conservation programs or conservation information. We've brought in a nonprofit that does very accessible loans if you want to do improvements to your house that can help with that. We have a strong energy audit program that's free that helps. There's a budget program that lets you say, okay, I'd like to pay a flat rate over the year rather than more in the summer and less in the winter, and then even it out. It's helpful to some people. So there's many of those.
And what about the pool?
The pool would do better with water in it. The situation, a lot of people say, well, why can't you just
You have
open up?
option A and option B.
We reapproached the consultants that have been involved with the city for a number of years and said we weren't totally thrilled with the proposals that were on the table. Would they take some input? The commission met a number of times, tried to spell out sort of our objectives, being able to teach kids swimming safety, lap swimming, just fun use of the pool time for family time, a gathering place, and I think there was quite a bit of expression of making sure that whatever design we did for the pool was welcoming to kind of all parts of our community, so that everybody feels like, hey, I can hang out here and feel comfortable. And with those kind of instructions, we suggested that we pay the consultant another $30,000 or something like that to come up with some plans that hopefully address that, and that's what we'll be looking at tomorrow. If you have strong feelings about what you'd like to see there, tomorrow will be a good time to come to the meeting or look at the plans on the backup and send emails to commissioners.
I like the rectangular one.
I think most people who are practically swim, want the pool to work practically like the rectangle. Myself included.
Now, it could also be L-shaped and accommodate them that way as well, right?
No, there's another design where it's like kind of like circular or something.
Yeah, that one's definitely not helpful for that swimming.
No. And some of the things that I've commented at the meeting is in terms of, there's an issue of getting this whole thing funded. The proposals, both of them are about $12 million. That's a pretty big price tag. We don't have $12 million sitting anywhere ready to sign the check. And one of the things that I've talked about at meetings is, look, if we set up a really strong objective that we want to design this pool and the surrounding deck to really welcome people and welcome a wide range of people, because we have a very big people who culturally don't swim, people who culturally don't go to the beach. If we want to do something that has that as an obvious, clear objective, and we do something unusual, I suspect we'll be able to drum up some funding sources. If we do something that looks like every other pool and is not very interesting, I don't think we're going to get much extra money. And some people have said, well, the way to make it interesting and attract people is to make it some curious shape. And I've said, I don't think so. Make the shape of the pool very functional so that you can do training, you can do lap swimming, you can do fun stuff. Fun stuff doesn't matter if it's a square shape. Make it deep enough that you can do safety training for first responders. Make it a place that you could, deep enough that you could do snorkeling and diving training, because that's an extra source of income. And in terms of the unusual and the interest part, do that with the deck. Make the pool focused on swimming, do interesting things at the deck. And I gave a presentation at one of the meetings where I went to Guanabana's up in Jupiter, I went to, it's a little bit like the pool deck, a little bit. And then the Venetian pool in Coral Gables is mind-bogglingly awesome. And I said, look, we aren't going to probably do any of these things. One of them is a restaurant, it's not a pool. But they do very interesting things with the surroundings at all three of those places. If we did some of that, pick the elements from it, I suspect that we could, and have that intentionally done that way to pull everybody in, make it very welcoming, I think we could get funding. What I see in the proposal so far looks pretty ho-hum. And I don't think we're going to, I mean, this is my personal prediction. I have no idea what the rest of the commission thinks, but personally, I'm concerned that a not very interesting design at a pretty high price tag is going to be difficult to fundraise. And some people say, well, just fill in just fill up the existing pool. And I've pushed for that. I've pushed for independent estimates. What would it cost to do that? Is it possible to do that? And I've been reluctantly convinced that reasonable people who don't have a view one way or the other say that it's not very possible. The pool's probably been empty too long as part of the trouble.
There's some damage still. Yeah. 7 years.
Oh, much
Oh, it's been long.
Yeah,
What,
it's
like
approaching
7
10 years.
I'm trying to remember if I ever swam in it when I first
I
moved here.
used
That
to
was-
swim in that pool. Yes.
What was that, 10
Every
years
week.
ago?
No, it's there was some sort of among staff seems to, as far as I can tell, there's been sort of a feeling we don't like the pool. And I don't know why, but they didn't seem to like the pool. And they seem to look for reasons to.
They said the beach sand would get into the pool and mess the pool pump up because the pool pump exploded in the pumping.
There were definitely
10 years ago.
issues with
May
the
have been a
room.
chemical explosion. I'm sure Sylvia can speak to that.
There was some mechanical problem. There was concern about safety. Are those things that could be prevented? Are those things that could be, that other people who have pools near the ocean deal with and figure out how to deal with? I think so. We did it for a long time. So I don't know what to do. I never understood why there was an anti-pool sentiment, but there was amongst some of the staff, enough so that you have to sit there. Which is sad.
But the residents really
A fair number of residents really want it, and it took me a while to realize, well, why have a pool when you got the ocean? Well, the answer is there's a lot of things that you can't do in the ocean. If you are teaching adults to swim, it's not going to happen in the ocean. If you're teaching kids to swim, it's not going to happen in the ocean.
Right.
If you maybe you want to do aquatic aerobics, because you have there's somebody who came and talked to us once who had MS, I think, and really needed to do aquatic aerobics. Well, that's not happening. So there are a number of, I learned that there's some pretty legitimate reasons that people need a pool, that the ocean doesn't cut it for that. And I think the ocean's a lot more
a lot more jellyfish.
lot fewer jellyfish, a lot fewer sharks in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
And I think mentally people like the idea of I'm going to the beach, but my actually swimming might be in the pool. But I'm going to the beach. I get to see the ocean, but I'll do my nuts and bolts swimming there.
And you can
And
also
that makes
enjoy
sense.
the ocean air because the pool
Exactly.
actually is kind of toxic with all the fumes from the chlorine, potentially, unless you use the salt food.
Yeah. I don't know if we're going to do that, but be nice. At one time there was a pool that apparently brought water into the ocean.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It
That's
seems-
how they used to originally fill the pool, was
Yeah.
the water from the ocean.
Yeah.
And then they closed it.
But that hasn't been the case for a long time.
Can't you tie it in with the boardwalk to make it more appealing?
Tie the pool in with the boardwalk. I've heard people talk about making the wall or part of the wall between the pool and looking to the ocean, making that glass, which sounds like a cool idea. You'd be at the pool deck and you could see out to the ocean. It sounds great. I have a feeling that you would have to have a crew full-time window washing that glass for it to work.
Summer job for kids.
There you go. Kids are always looking for work.
Except it wouldn't be summer job, it'd be
Still,
24/7
still,
job.
still job for kids.
It
What
might
about
be.
closing that stretch between the pool and the ocean to car traffic, or at least like maybe restrict it to emergency and service vehicles, and then that would be more of a boardwalk.
I believe, although I won't swear by it, that the original plan of Michael Singer and Associates, the redo of the park, I believe that was their plan, was to not have driving. I used to take my mother, and sometimes she had Parkinson's, so
Honestly, there's not a huge amount of traffic through there anyway, so if you want to let people go through, it's fine with me.
Exactly, that might be a way to deal with it, is make it basically closed, but if you get a little piece of paper that says I'm taking my elderly grandmother or whatever, hey, help us out.
Maybe just have like in order to enter that stretch, you have to do one car at a time, like not two-way traffic at the entrance, but one car one way and then another car the other way to take turns, just to really slow it down.
And maybe let bicycles go both ways.
There you go, of course.
Oh, I've always had to bring a
Bicycles
bike.
should go all ways.
Maybe even electric bicycles, electric scooters, who knows? Just a thought.
I'm sure the gateway will be wide enough for golf carts too.
They have bicycles for the ocean, you know, like you can ride.
Oh yeah,
Those-
that's a whole
Have
other
you
thing
seen
there.
The bicycles? I'm sure you can put it in the pool too.
Yeah,
Bicycles.
you wouldn't be able to go as far in the pool, but sure, go in a circle.
Any thoughts on the pool that I can convey tomorrow?
I'm definitely supportive of the rectangular shape.
Yeah, rectangular, because swim
2, 3,
3.
maybe 4, maybe 5. We're unanimous on the rectangle. All right. I'll avoid that.
Wants the
Maybe a
rectangular
separate kiddie pool, or like a
And then there's been the second group of people where they just want to
bit wet.
just get wet, leisure
Yeah, and we
around.
should design it
They don't
for them to get
really
wet.
want to swim. They're just kind of like doggy drink by the pool.
You could
Yeah,
actually
Kiddie
have
pool.
a hybrid where it's a
And that's where
rectangular,
the circular.
but
was
then it
on
has
the circular
offshoots.
So what the cost, if you do
And there
two
was two
separate ones.
separate. There was two separate pools.
There was a separate kiddies pool kind of thing that was fairly shallow.
Yeah.
That
They
probably
just
wouldn't
really
work.
keep it separate for the sake of safety, I think.
Probably. I guess.
And you would need a lifeguard tower close enough to the pool that you can put down.
I assume that's got some sort of state requirements or something that's in there, but
Oh,
isn't it?
she would know. She actually has a lot of experience with lifeguards.
Yeah, I'm actually a certified pool operator, so I know all about the chemicals and all that stuff.
Cool.
So you gotta keep talking to her.
All right, that's good to know. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so,
I noticed you had a number of cool questions, so
yeah.
it's good.
And Lake Lytel has
So we're fancy. It's a slide.
Right, right.
Simple.
I just went to it and they just like put everyone in the pool.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be a super duper water sports cost us $40 million.
No, just a slide. Kids like sliding.
Yeah.
One pool for 12 million, right?
That's what I'm seeing in those complaints. That seems pretty steep, and I don't know where we would come up with the money.
Now, if you're talking about attracting teens, don't you think you should have diving?
Oh
That's
yeah.
good.
Like diving boards, you mean?
Yeah, that would be.
Backup. Should I use this?
Yeah.
The backup did not include cross sections, and I was talking to the city manager today, and I said, we kind of need to know what the cross section, one this way and one that way is plenty. And I said, get them to sketch it out on a piece of paper. I don't need any construction level drawings. She said, well, that wasn't in the original contract. It might cost a lot of money. And we're talking deeper in some parts. What do we think?
No. Without a cross section, it's not a complete plan.
Well, that's kind of what I thought, but we'll see whether she's managed to squeak that out. I said, come on, it's going to take them. Surely, if they're making a $12 million estimate, they know, they have in mind what the pool profile looks like, how deep and what the shape.
They need that to build it, so.
Sketch it out, it's going to take somebody 5 minutes, and I don't care if it's a handwritten drawing, that's fine.
It should already
Put some numbers
be
on it.
in their design. They just didn't give it to us.
I would think they got it, but I don't know.
They're trying to unbundle. That's what it is. So they-
I think you might be onto something.
But it's good you're onto them.
Well, public funds is, I'd rather ask the questions before we spend them than after.
Yep.
All right. I have no idea. We gave them back whenever it was. It was early.
I think you got approved, right? So,
Oh yeah, we gave them all of the permits that they needed from the city, everything that we could give them. The CRA then gave them quite a bit of a financial deal, and I haven't heard anything since.
they took the 10 million and ran.
So, help them out, but they presumably don't
But it's
happen.
only as they progress in their part.
That would be my understanding, yeah.
Like, we're not gonna dig up our roads if
Until
they haven't
they're,
started doing their part yet.
and something that may not have been all that widely known is, although they asked for permits from the city, they needed a number of other permits. They needed permits from the Water Management District because they're pretty low lying and they were gonna put a below ground garage and just drainage issues in general.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a challenge.
And we don't have, that's not the city that permits that, that's Water Management District. So, and I think there were some other things that they needed too. I assume they're asking for those, and who knows where the process is. I haven't heard anything from anybody.
Are you still coming in January to talk about your pool? Your pool.
I can. I guess it'll depend a little bit what we do tomorrow. If we've already decided on something, then maybe a moot point. But otherwise, I'd be happy. As long as there's some way, well, I can put it up on the screen.
Yeah, we can actually, what the way it works is we put it to that computer, and then that computer will process it, put it on the screen, and also put it on YouTube.
For a jump drive.
Cool. We don't really need a jump drive. Just as long as you have some way to
It's
send
big.
the data.
The file is big, and I don't think it's part of the backup. I think I got it to the city clerk, but I'm not sure it was ever included in the backup. But I assume I have a copy of it.
I guess if it's really big, it might be easier to just use a jump drive.
Yeah, I think so. But we got out early enough.
Oh, a
Remember-
scheduling conflict?
Was that scheduling one? I don't remember which one. Somebody noticed that with one of the tropical H meetings there was a conflict, so I don't know if that's a January one.
Yeah, I guess, if you come when you can, and we'll appreciate it. And if you want to send us a video that might be relevant to the meeting, you can send us a video. If you can't make it.
Since I have a booming video channel that
Popular, yeah.
well, yeah,
You should start your own video channel. On YouTube. The Chris McVoe Show.
Corinne was bugging me about.
Very interesting.
Thanks for coming, Joe.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Say hi to Judy for us.
Lots of news.
And,
Yeah, I need to do more outreach stuff. It's just time.
We can relate.
Yeah,
Good job, full-time job.
I do.
You do in
Although
theory.
I do in theory. In practice, the city gets most of
What is Pam doing?
it. She is not at the moment working outside of the home, but she is very active on, as you probably know, on Lucerne, which is particularly political business. There's a lot of media and things like that.
Sorry to go in a different direction. If we're about done with the meeting, should I wrap it up? The YouTube?
I think so. I don't. Yeah,
Thank you for coming. It was very helpful to hear what's going on there.
happy to
I'm
do
glad
it.
we're making progress on the Gulf Stream and, well, the pool. The Gulf Stream, we already made progress. Hopefully this
It's
is
started.
Good luck with the pool. I've been holding my breath for too long.
Oh, jeez.
I think a
10
number of people.
10 years. I think it'd been 10 years.
I've been swimming in the
I
ocean.
don't think it's quite 10, but I think it's pretty close.
All right. Thank you for joining us. We are signing out.
7 or 8 would be my first guess.
Time just goes so fast these days.
Somebody's turned the volume up and speeded it up or something.
So you want to take Tracy's turn?
I'll eat 2 crackers. You can always bribe me with crackers.
Did you make that pizza or did you buy it and heat it up?
I bought it and heated it up.
So where did you get it? Because I liked it very much.
Trader Joe's.